Here's the thing. Even if you do that, you can still completely fail. And that's because of number 2, which is that you've been training the wrong skills. And this builds on the same principle that we just talked about. If you want to get better at something, you should only train that thing, even if there are alternatives that could work or could train that thing. And so squats can train the abs, right? Squats do train the abs and so do crunches. But just because something can work doesn't mean you should do it. What matters is how effective it is. And so if your goal is conversational fluency, then any reading or writing is completely useless because that doesn't reflect a conversation. Speaking and understanding spoken Spanish. That's what a conversation is made of. And those are the things that we should focus on if we're trying to get conversationally fluent, right? In the real world. Because a conversation is just a loop. It's this back and forth of one person speaking and the other person understanding, and then they switch, okay? It's that loop. And so those 2 skills, speaking and understanding, are the only requirements for conversational fluency. It's not any reading and writing. And so I call this the fluency equation. Basically, speaking multiplied by understanding equals fluency, and that every conversation is made of that, okay? And so that's the definition of fluency. It's basically just a conversation. Because the fluency that a majority of people are after, or at least that's what I'm assuming about you if you're watching my videos. We want to be speaking Spanish and understanding Spanish. And Spanish is simply just grammar multiplied by vocabulary, okay? What that basically means is just we have words and then we have the logic behind the words. So vocabulary is just what are the words, and then grammar is how are those words structured in sentences? What is the logic behind these words, okay? And so that's the fluency equation, okay? And it is all of that in the context of real Spanish, real spoken Spanish. And this is how I personally implemented it. Or if you're just starting out, I'd highly recommend checking out the Speedy Spanish cheat sheets, which are all my cheat sheets to help you start learning Spanish with these frameworks. And you'll find it in the first link in the description.